Hi, in today's video I'm going to try help make your game feel as smooth as possible. I will try and help make you become the fastest editor you possibly can. Even be one of the fastest up there with Cultures, Rift, Brooks, no matter who you are. I can guarantee that after watching this video, you will be somewhat faster than what you were before. So, for my first tip, I think it's only right that I start off in the game settings. Some of the most important things to think about. Not a lot of people pay attention to what you can actually do with your keybinds and display settings. Sorry for the console players watching, but you're just gonna have to, I don't know, keep playing what you're playing. Right. Resolution. This is a tricky one. A lot of people will play on a low resolution to get better frame rate. But I think if you have like a mid-range to high-end PC, you should always be playing on 1920 by 1080. Personally, I feel like it doesn't make that much of a difference. I think it looks better, a lot better for clips, and when you're tapping it doesn't do that thing. You know what I mean if you try it. Frame rate, another one. It's capped at 120. It's now just in the menu. I don't know why, but I play on 144 Hz, and I highly recommend that if you play on like 240 for example, put up to 360 anyway. If you play on 60, put up to whatever your computer can handle, because even though you're not seeing those frames, it's still going through the computer, you're still rendering those frames. So you would still have less input delay and your game will feel much nicer the higher frames you can get. The only thing I don't recommend is unlimited, because it tends to lag your game a bit in certain occasions. But for me, I can run 360 in creative perfectly fine, and if I'm in game, I put up to 240, even though I'm on 144 Hz. And rendering mode. Obviously, you're gonna have to have that in performance mode. Like, what then? And textures, I almost forgot about that one. But textures, I have this on high because I want my GPU being used as much as possible, and Fortnite is a very CPU intensive game, so I recommend playing on high or medium. So, the second thing I want to talk about is keybinds. Any control players out there, I'll show you some tips in a second. They're not really tips, but they're just things that I do on controller that I think help. But for the time being, I'm going to show you something that I think helps a lot. Not a lot of people know about, but a lot of the fast editors do it. So, down here, place building. You want to bind your left mouse button and right mouse button to build. The reason being for this is, I'll show you right now. So when you're building out, you're holding down left click, and then when you're editing, you're also clicking left click to select and build at the same time. So you're here run about, and you're going to select. You can't place build while selecting. You have to let go of left click to edit. But if you're using right click to place, you can do both at the same time. It's a lot less clicks, and I think it's a thing that goes unnoticed, to be honest. Not a lot of people know about this, and I think more people should. Now, for the controller settings, this is just a small thing, but it really does help. I feel like it helps a lot. If you bind a random button, it could be anything you don't use. Bind your switch mode / edit to anything you don't use, and there's a good chance that you will feel less input delay. I don't know why. Also, I think playing on generic also has something to do with that. I don't know why, but it just feels a lot nicer having switch mode / edit on something else. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is crosshair placement. It's a thing that a lot of people do know, but some people still don't practice a crosshair placement, and they really should, because it is a big factor when it comes to editing. You might not think it, but it does make a big difference on how long it takes you to edit a wall, anything. I'll give you an example right now. For anyone that does know what I'm talking about, you can skip ahead in the video. But for the people that don't, I'll show you right now. So for example, if I'm going to edit this wall, say I want to edit the 4 wall, on the 4 squares. I'll go like that. That's probably the most efficient way. I want to get as close to the corners as I can. I'm moving my mouse like very little, but a lot of people go like that. That's a lot more time than that. Okay, you know what I mean. There you go. Okay, so next I want to talk about Windows settings. There's a lot of people that might not have a computer, but for the people that do, you should probably watch this, because this may help. So first of all, you're going to want to type in power up at the search bar up here. You're going to want to go to power and sleep settings. Once you're in here, you're going to want to go to additional power settings. And make sure you're on high performance. If you're not in high performance, this could drastically affect your PC depending on what your specs are. If you're on a laptop and it's really bad, power saver might be for you, but anyone that's on a PC, play on high performance. It'll help. Okay, next thing, Xbox Game Bar. If you're on a bad PC, turn this off. If your PC cannot handle it, turn it off. It will affect your PC a lot if it cannot handle it. If it's like a really old i7, i5, anything that's below, I'd say 7th gen, turn this off. Next up, game mode. Just keep this on. It doesn't really make a difference, to be honest, but I think I've noticed it does better when it's on. Or my computer does better when it's on. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about is graphics settings. If you don't know how to get to here, it's on game mode, and if you go to graphics settings on the right hand side, should be here. Okay, so as you can see, I have Warzone and Fortnite selected on high performance. If you want to know how to do this, you click on browse, then you go to the file location of Fortnite and whatever the other game you want to add. Once you've found it, you're going to click on it, and you'll click options, and then you're going to click power saving high performance. As I said, as before, it depends on if you've got a laptop or a PC. If you have a PC, play on high performance. If you have a laptop, play on power saving. But if it's a beefy laptop, then play on high performance. It's just better. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is NVIDIA control panel. This is very important if you have a GeForce card or an RTX card, any NVIDIA card. This should help a lot. So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to come and change resolution. Make sure you're on the highest refresh rate possible. Just make sure, check, please. Okay. Next thing you're going to want to do is go to manage 3D settings. And make sure, just copy these settings if you have to, pause the video. But I'm going to scroll through it and make sure you have all these the exact same. Okay, for the last two tips, these are quite short, but also really effective. Oh, so I found anyway. I can't go without doing this first one, but the second one you can leave if you want to, if you don't feel safe doing it. But personally, I would. So the first one I'm going to do, this little arrow down here, you're going to close everything you do not need open. So teams, I'm not going to call drop this now, so I'm not doing that. I can close it. Epic Games Launcher, you do not need that open when you're playing Fortnite. If you don't have, normally I would have Xbox open, but if you're not using that, close it. If you're not using Discord, close it. You'll get much less input delay, I promise you. So for the second tip, this is the one that I was saying, if you don't feel safe doing it, you don't have to do it. It's not that important, but I find it helps quite a bit. Okay, so if you come down to Fortnite Client Win Shipping 64, the second one, the one in the middle, you're going to want to right click on it and set priority to above normal or high if you need to. Real time, I've not tried that. I don't feel safe using it because I feel like it'll kill my GPU or CPU like quicker down the line. But I would recommend high or above normal if you have a decent GPU. Okay, so that's the tutorial done. There's no more tips, that's me done. That's everything you need to know about getting less input delay and high FPS. If you want more content videos, please let me know in the comments, or like the video, share the video, whatever you can do to promote it, please. That will let me know that you want more content videos. So apart from that, that's the video done.